Shana manana mayana saka Dibi diba dia duda kandia da basha I'll put you in front of my melody. You are all that matters. You are all that matters. I'll make room for two. You and I, Jesus. You are all that matters. You are all that matters. Oh, eh, oh. You are all that matters. Oh, eh, oh. You are all that matters. Oh, eh, oh. You are all that matters. Nanya mana sasa. I don't have you in my life, what would I gain? If you take the Holy Ghost,
what would I become of me if I didn't see your light?
What would I be said of me
if you didn't hold my hand?
Now I've come to realize
that you are all I have.
You are all that matters. You are all that matters. Hey, I'll put you in front of my melody. You are all that matters. I'll make room for two. You and I, Jesus. You are all that matters. You are all that matters. Is it the house or is it the car? I'll give them all to you. Is it the name or is it the fame? I'm nothing without you. What would I become of me if I didn't see your light? What would have been said of me if you didn't hold my hands? Now I've come to realize that you are all I have. You are all that matters. I'll put you in front of my melody. You are all that matters.
Yes, good afternoon. We'll be able to start in 5 minutes, probably 5 minutes. Mr. Emmanuel, how are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you, thank you. Dr. Doughton?
Yes, I'm always fine.
Thank you so much.
Doctor.
Thank
How are
you. Very well, thank you.
Mr. Emmanuel, how are you?
I'm good, my brother. I hope you're well.
I'm good. How is Botswana?
Botswana is okay. Botswana is okay. A bit cloudy, and it's been raining just a little bit in the morning, but everything is okay.
Okay, we are good to have you today. We look forward to getting empowered today.
Thank you so much. We look forward to it.
Okay.
Yes. So let's just give 3 minutes as others join, then we can start.
Yes.
In front of my melody, you are all that matters. You are all that matters. I'll make room for two. You and I, Jesus. You are all that matters. You are all matters. Oh, hey, oh. You are all that matters. Oh, hey, oh. You are all that matters. Oh, hey, oh. You are all that matters. Nanya mana sasa.
What would I live for?
If I don't have you in my life, what would I gain? If you take the Holy Ghost,
What would I become of me if I didn't see your light?
what would I be said of me?
If you didn't hold
Now I've come to realize
that you are all I have.
you are all that matters. You are all that matters. Hey, I'll put you in front of my melody. You are all that matters. I'll make room for two. You and I, Jesus. You are all that matters. You are all that matters. Is it the house or is it the car? I'll give them all to you. Is it the name or is it the fame? I'm nothing without you. What would I become of me?
Thank you so much. Dr. Dotun, are you there? Dr. Dotun? Right, Dr. Dotun, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone here, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you are. We are very happy to have you here. This is OLDN, Organizational Leadership and Development Network. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. Hope you all can all hear me.
Sure, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we are very happy to have you here. At the moment, we are having very few people, but it's our pleasure to have Dr. Justin, Mr. Emmanuel. I can see Perpetua here. I can see Mr. Aaron. I can see Jane. I can see Ogo here. I can see Hester here. We are very happy to have you once again. My name is Dr. Ngede, and I am the Vice President for OLDN, as well as the Country Director, OLDN Nigeria. And we are very much happy to have you here once again. This is OLDN, which stands for Organization Leadership and Development Network. This is a network that is born out of passion to expand and to see to the best practices in the theory and practice of leadership and development. Our philosophy is based on these two concepts, leadership as well as organizational development. And we instrument serve the concept for advancing the theory and practice. At OLDN, we are very happy to ignite insightful conversations. And what that simply means is that we collaborate, we share mindset, we rub minds together, and we leverage on the intellectual prowessness of all our members, participants, and stakeholders at OLDN. OLDN is a unique opportunity and a unique platform that enables practitioners, scholars, students, professionals, executives, CEOs, and all community leaders as well as religious leaders to converge together in order to advance the place and the position of leadership as well as organizational development. In using self as a concept in advancing our practice, we go further to ensure that OLDN practice are hinged on individuals' growth, development, and coming out to become the best out of the best. We also go further to ensuring that we entrench our practices in family by ensuring that we build a good family that is able to add value to the world at large. We go further to ensure that we use the instrument of OLDN to build community across Africa and across the world. We want to ensure that not only are we developing individuals, families, communities, and we also want to advance corporate organizations, institutions, NGOs, pressure groups, political groups, corporate organizations, and public services as well, to ensure that we, through our practice and theory, we are able to advance and add value to them. OLDN is also committed to influencing the globe as a whole, in Nigeria, in Mali, in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Kenya, and then all other parts of the continent of the world, India, Pakistan, Pacific, Latin America, and the Europe. We want to ensure that through our activities and through our initiatives and through our operations, we are able to advance and add value. Once again, I welcome all our members and all first-timers. I would like to share a little bit about our membership, and this can give a good exposure to you that are joining us for the first time, or you as an old member, so that you can understand what we stand for. Let me say that OLDN is a member of CODE. CODE is a center for organizational and leadership development. And we also have OLDQ, which is our quarterly publication, where we write on contemporary issues and practices as they affect organizations, as they affect communities, and as they affect the world at large. We are driven by scholar practitioner concepts, and that enables us to ignite conversations that add value. OLDN is proudly supported in various countries of the world in order to ensure that we add value. We are supported by International Society for Organization and Development and Change, which is based in the UK. That is the umbrella body for organizational development. We are also a member of Business Growth Incubator Center, is also a member of OLDN, which is based in South Africa. It is a training and a consulting outfit. We also have BIMTRAC. BIMTRAC also offers organizational development, HR, leadership, training, and entrepreneurship services based in Dubai. We also have Higher Thinkers Global. Higher Thinkers Global is a coach and mentorship outfit supporting organizations and individuals through coaching and strategic activities based in Botswana. And here we also have DV Consulting. DV Consulting is also an HR and OD and management consulting outfit, which is also based here in Nigeria. Joe Marine Institute and Joe Marine Nautical Company is based also in Nigeria. They are a maritime institute that runs training and provides services for offshore, onshore, as well as oil and gas industries. So these companies, these consulting outfits, they are the ambassadors supporting and partnering to advance the place of OLDN in various parts of the country. We want to tell that, as we mentioned earlier, that OLDN is an offshoot of CODE, but I'll be focusing on OLDN, which is why we are here today. And I'll be talking about the mission of OLDN. Our mission stands out because it defines why we exist and what we intend to fill, or the gap we intend to fill in the society, in the family, in the individual, in the community, and in the globe at large. OLDN exists to facilitate leading-edge insights and practice in the OD through all the informed publication. As I mentioned earlier, we always have regular quarterly publication, and that also occurs through the provision of a platform for information exchange. Such a platform is this platform we are having today, where we ignite conversation. Also a forum for debate on organizational leadership and development issues, and a network of emerging and existing OD practitioners. The network promotes competency-based networking, education, collaboration in organizations, leadership, and development. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the fora is where we are today, where we are igniting conversation. Why do we ignite? We do not believe that here everybody knows it all. So we draw professionals from all fields: engineering, human resources, quality control, sciences, marketing, sales, and all various functions and discipline. We bring them together to be able to ignite conversation and to see the value of our profession, the value of our activity in advancing the place of OD in various endeavors. As such now, as part of our effort to advance the place of OLDN, we are having international directors in various countries of the world who are facilitating indigenous, domesticating the place and practice of OLDN in various countries of the world. We are having Mr. Hassan, who represents us in Afghanistan. In Zimbabwe, we have Mrs. Kurai, who is representing us over there. In South Africa, we have Mr. Paul. In Kenya, we have Jane. And then in India, we have Dr. Preeti and Dr. Sharma. And here, the humble self, Dr. Njang that are speaking here, I represent OLDN in Nigeria. We also have in Botswana, Mr. Emmanuel, who also happens to be our facilitator for today. We also have in UAE, Mr. Tosin Ekundayo, who is also facilitating the place, the practice of OLDN in that part of the world. We are also advancing our place in locations like Ghana, like Namibia, like Morocco, and every other part of Africa and beyond, because we want to ensure that OLDN is adding value globally and across the world. We have values. Our values stand us out. Our values define our culture, and that is what we preach, and that is what we practice. These values are each on global intelligence. We are developing people that will have the intelligence required globally. They can practice in the South, they can practice in the West, they can practice in Africa, they can practice in Asia, they can practice in Europe, and any part of the world. So our values at OLDN is to do what? Is to facilitate leading edge insights and practices of OD through global exchange of information, global knowledge, and global intelligence. We are also driven by another value of inclusion. That is to say, diversity of people, diversity of ideology, of professions, of discipline, of personalities. We have all kinds of people. We have students, we have lecturers, we have professors, we have CEOs, we have executives, we have HR, we have engineering, we have finance, and all parts of the world. We have religious leaders and community leaders. We converge together to drive one culture, and that culture is a culture of strategy to open inquiries through incorporating diversity. We also have this value of ongoing personal and professional or practitioner development. We do not believe that somebody is sufficient enough and he needs no knowledge or he cannot learn again. At OLDN, we are driven by this concept of learning. So it is embedded in what? In the spirit of dialogic inquiries. We inquire, we engage, we learn, we relearn, we unlearn. We also believe in democratic and dialogic approaches. What does that mean? It means that in our approach to doing things, we want to intervene, we want to interrupt, we want to interchange, we want to collaborate, we want to examine so that we can come out with the best practices that is open-ended. It's not autocratic, it's not difficult, but it's simplistic and it's flexible and allows every part of our members in all over the world to add value to our network. We are also planning and we are also working, we're also guided by the value of networking. What does it mean? It means we have been bringing quite a number of professionals across board coming to facilitate. We bring from sciences, we bring from arts, we bring from HR, we bring from finance, we bring from all the diversity so that we can collaborate together, we can exchange ideas, we can exchange information. We also believe in zest. That is to say, we are guided by designing and delivering all the activities in order to build collaborative and healthy organization, healthy family, healthy community, every country, every world, and every globe. We also believe in igniting insightful conversation. That is the premise of our slogan. That means what? To strengthen synergies and collaborations among all the practitioners and organizational leadership across board. And finally, we want to maximize the potential of individuals in work groups and work groups as well as organization. So these values are the guiding principles of why we exist at OLDN. We believe so much that welcoming you joining us is going to be a plus to yourself, because you may be wondering, for joining this place, why do I stand again? Or how do I become a member? You can quickly become a member through this route. You can visit www.centero.com, and then you can see how to become a member. You can become an individual member. You can become a fellow member. You can become a corporate member. But one thing we assure you that at OLDN, we do not issue membership on the platter of gold. We want to have members who have added value to their communities, to individuals, to families, to nations, to society, and at large to the globe as well. The question that comes is, what do I gain? If I become a member of OLDN, are there benefits? Are there opportunities? Are there things that are memorable, that will add value to me, and I will be totally convinced of that, okay, this is what I'm going to gain for becoming a member? Yes, quite a number of robust opportunities exist for you. And one of such is, if you become a member, you will participate in at least 2 monthly knowledge exchange conversations with opportunities to also lead conversations. Last week, we were hosted in India by Dr. Priti, a professor in human resources and a social scientist. These are courses or programs that are quite expensive, but because you are a member of OLDN, you have got nothing to pay than to come, listen, and learn. We also have the opportunity of networking with global mission critical scholar practitioners grounded in the field of OLD and leadership. We have professors. We have the vice chancellor of UNICAF here. We have professors from University of Lagos. We have professors from various places. We have executive directors. We have CEOs. We have chairmen. We have founders. We have scholars. We have diversity of people who are highly placed in their various endeavors, joining us as members to add value and to develop the young one. Our goal also encompasses what? Emphasis on authenticity, imparting and influencing as essential qualities for transformational presence. That is, at OLDN, we want to bring out the best in you. We want to become a factor that adds value to yourself, to the world. We also believe so much in great learning opportunities within a professional network that emphasizes collaboration above competition. Continuous personal and professional development through our 24 standard CPPD activities to be completed every 12 months through the membership management portal. What we do at OLDN is that we are not just promoting mediocrity. We are not promoting members for the purpose of issuing certificates. We promote that through issuance of certificates that we can be proud of, we can defend, because we rigorously go through periodic evaluation that enables our members to actually add value and justify this value to the community, to the world, and to the profession. And bi-monthly, we complete a 6-member impact influence reflection, MIIR, which ensure that we are truly adding value and we are well grounded in the areas of our personal and professional development. We also provide access to the quarterly publications, which has a global outlook in place. And you can see that, you can learn from that. You can also archive our past program. We collaborate and we mutually benefit corporate organizations. And that is why, or that was what led to the partnership with Joe Marie and some other institutions coming. We also ensure that our members can access the OLD library and other research outputs in the field. And then there's great exposure to global community as well. Finally, there's peer mentorship opportunity as a way to promote diversity, inclusion, and global learning. That is what you will gain, and that is what you will learn, and that is what will make you a complete person. What are our expectations? Authenticity. Be authentic. Be original. Be who you are. Impact. Every single person has got an impact and a value to add in the world, in the family, in the community, in the society. You need to add value. We expect curiosity. You must be passionate. You must be desirable to learn, to expand, to expose, and to add value to the world. We want to inspire. We want to inspire. We want to inspire others. We want our lives, our mentors, our approach, our methodology, our lifestyle to inspire others to join OLDN. We want to be compassionate. We want to support. We want to be curious. Finally, we promote the spirit of living exhibited. Thank you very much. I would like to hand over to Enoch now. Enoch, we take over now. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Baba Emmanuel. Good afternoon again from Nigeria. Here, greetings to everyone once again, and a very great one from Dr. Jagede on the opening up of what OLDN thoroughly entails. Thank you for that. Okay, greetings to everybody. Greetings to the founder again and the visionary, which is Dr. Justin. Greetings to the board members in the house. Greetings to all the international directors, distinguished professors among us, chairmen, and international directors, and community leaders, everybody. One thing I want to open up to us is the core partnerships or the core concepts that hold OLDN together, which range from membership to structure to the association and to concept and to initiatives. So one of the major things, as earlier spoken about by Dr. Jagede, is the membership. And I would love to start with that. It is that we started in May 2020, all right, and we are over 100 members. We're having 100 members, and we are looking to spread out to majority of the countries of the world, all right. We are currently in about 16 countries of the world, namely Zimbabwe, which is the headquarters. We are in Nigeria, we are in Kenya, we are in Namibia, and we are in Philippines, among other countries of the world. The membership is like this. You log on to www.centreoldn.com, CENTREOLDN.com. And once it is there, the platform is user-friendly. All right, and you can be able to fix whatever you want to fix there. It's very user-friendly. And as spoken before, there are concepts in place which is based on the use of self as a model for leadership and organization development. We believe in advancing our world through organization development and through organization development, self, family, community, corporation, nation, continent, and the world at large. I would love to say a little about our host today, all the way from Botswana, Mr. Emmanuel Njang. Mr. Emmanuel Njang, he will be speaking to us about own every step, which is the foundation of leadership. And we all understand that one of the core value system of OLDN is leading with self. So when you own every step, that means you are owning up to your leadership. And we all know that we lead ourselves before we can lead our family, before we can lead the nation, and before we can lead the world. So it says, the profile of Mr. Emmanuel Njang. In my research, self is derived from flesh. If you write flesh, you will get self. But we'll be left with an alphabet, H. The H stands for her or he, which invariably means you. It doesn't matter what gender you are responsible for every decision of your life. You own it, you action it, and you are accountable to it. Own every step of your life means personal leadership. Owning every step of your life means personal mentorship. And thereabout, you can grow to become whoever you want to be and whoever the world needs to be. On this platform, I'll hand over to Mr. Emmanuel Njang. Thank you very much.
good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone here in every part of the world you are today. Thank you so much for the warm introduction here. Indeed, we are all OLNDN. We are OLDN network. This is who we are. As previously mentioned by the MC for today, my name is Emmanuel Njang, all the way from Botswana. I am happy for sharing part of my day today with you on this presentation titled Own Every Step, the Journey to Discovering Your Personal Power. Let me share my screen with you here so that it makes much easier. It is okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, it's coming up.
Great.
Yes, it's fine now.
Great. Greetings once again to everyone here. Let me appreciate your presence in today's session. And remember, it is on a weekend, 22nd of August 2020. Roughly around this time, many people, they are just there at home. They want to be at home. They want to be relaxing from the busy week. So today, you find yourself in this session. I really appreciate you because you are taking time out of your some of your busy schedules for you to be here and to join us and the Organizational Leadership and Development Network, where we seek to have these conversations, where we want to ignite, where we want to inspire others. So, like I said, I come from this beautiful country called Botswana. We just neighbors with, we just bordered with South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. These are some of the countries that are bordering us here. So indeed, we are a beautiful country here that there's a whole lot that I can share with you, that I will share with you here. But today, I'm not going to share much with you about that. I want to share with you on the journey on this book, On Every Step, which is the journey to discovering your personal power. I am Emmanuel Njang. I did my BCom Real Estate, Bachelor of Commerce in Real Estate. I'm a member of Organizational Leadership and Development Network, and also an associate member for Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance, which is something that we'll also talk about. I believe we have covered in some of our discussions on through this network. So today, I want to start with this words to you, that in every space that you find yourself in today, you are a leader. You don't have to be a leader because you are in an office, or you are in the boardrooms, or you are in whatever spaces that we think is of more professional nature. In your own, you are born a leader. In you, there's something that I see, or that I say today, that you are born a leader. So allow me to say, own every step is the journey to meeting your future. Only every step is the journey to meeting your future. So journey with me today as we journey through to meet the future. I don't know what the future holds for us, but let's journey together. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, and then that Dr. Justin and Dr. Dutton did on their part as they welcomed everyone here. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the inspiration actually, or this is actually the book that we are going to talk about. So we have crafted some of the lessons from this book, which is called On Every Step. From the pictures out there, you can see there's a desert and there's a tree. Somebody might ask, why this? Why this? Why? What really motivated or inspired you to come up with this sort of a picture, or the cover page for this book? There's a whole that you can learn from a desert. This is a place, it's a local place called Kawa in Botswana. It's called Kawa. I took the picture there in Kawa. So these are my footprints. The reminder is to say, in everything that you do in your life, or in everything that life might be doing to you, there are your footprints that remain printed in your journey. These footprints, they are the reminders of where you come from and then where are you heading to. So as you go forward or as you journey forward in your purpose-seeking mission, you don't have to forget where you come from. You'll have to be reminded of this, the footprints. These footprints act now as I like to refer to them as scars. The scars are going to be there, but those scars don't define you. They just there. That was the moment. They were there for the moment. They were there for that particular time or for a particular purpose. Hence, I like to say, in times when you feel you want to give up, in times or in moments where you feel you are lost, remember that there is greatness in you. The path that you have built is for you to remember that something great can emerge. Hence, that particular tree that are put in there to say there's life, there's hope, there's future that you can design about your life. It's not always about where you come from, the experiences that you had in life. It's about how do you handle it and now embark on a journey to discover your personal power. And then this is, as we move to the next slide, I said here, it's in Setswana, meaning you are welcome. This is where I would say you are welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we said it, and then we are always going to say it. Feel free, feel at home, be at peace. This is the time where I'm saying to you, this is my message to say, own every step comes at the right time to create awareness and inspire a sense of agency for everyone to be intentional in building the future they desire. Nothing will change until you change. Things will only get better for you when you get better. This is the right time to make major shift in your life to create the wealth, empowering relationships, businesses, and building your career path. It is time to earn every step you take and build a beautiful future for you. Start working on yourself and building a legacy. So start today. Remember, these are the conversations where we now, I'm not going to talk alone here. I want also to engage with you, talk with you. Let's see your thoughts here on this topic. So I believe it's going to be easy when we talk together, we engage with each other. So that is my message for you. Own every step you take and build a beautiful future for your life. Start working on yourself and build a legacy. Start today. I'm starting to the first lesson of this. When we grew up, the only thing that we were mostly exposed to as young people or in the village that I grew up. Remember, I grew up in a place where we were only circulated by mines. The only thing that we thought could be possible for us, it was only mines. We could go work in mines, you could go work as a teacher or a nurse. So we never thought that there's more to life than just be thinking of becoming a teacher, a nurse, or a doctor, or a what. And then that was the moment where now things started to come to me, where I now started to realize that there is more to life than what I think life it is. So allow me to share the first lesson of this book, Own Every Step, or the main things that are going to take over as we go through this life. So I don't know why this yellow thing here, but it's okay. The first lesson here is the journey through life. The journey through life, explained by Debashi Mrida. He said, the journey through life is important, but what you learn during your journey is more important. The journey through life is important, but what you learn during your journey is more important. Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey filled with the good, the bad, and the worst. But the important aspect of all this are the lessons learned. It is upon you to either choose to enjoy the experience of life. What life is teaching you at the current moment. Are you enjoying the journey? Are you on the journey with everything onto it? What are the challenges that we are facing as we journey through? I met some of these challenges in my journey. I met some of them early in my journey, they taught me one thing, that as you go through life, your journey now will act as a blessing. Some of them, they act as a lesson or a regret. What are you choosing? Are you choosing to regret the journey that you took? Are you feeling guilty of everything that happened to your life? Now, because this is a journey, you must never regret the journey or feel guilty for the encounters you made, because those encounters will teach you what you need to know, what you want, not what you want to know. Several times we just want to do things that we need, not what we want. Early in our days, in our school level, we are taught to differentiate between the need and the want, and based on their level of importance. So the journey through your life is going to teach you now, what are the things that you need to know about this life? What are the things that you need to know about the journey that you are going through?
Right, Dr. Doughton, you can take us for a conversation as we wait for him to get back.
Very much, Doctor, and that is a very beautiful one, very, very impactful. Well, yes, he has mentioned something very important. He says we should enjoy every experience of life. So I want to ask, this question is going to Ogo. Ogo, are you around? Ogo, can you respond? How do we enjoy the tough times of life experiences? Ogo, are you there? Okay, Esther, what do you think to that? What is your position on that? Enjoying life experiences. So how do we find solace in tough times? Esther, can you respond to that, please?
Hey everyone, I'm so glad to be here. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, fine.
Oh, okay. So enjoying going through tough lessons in life. For me personally, I feel when you're going through difficult times, you just need to motivate yourself and push harder. It's not a time to give up, but rather it's a time to do more work. It's a time to develop yourself more than what you used to be before, because it means you're doing something right. When you're doing something wrong, it means probably you're still in your comfort zone. But rather, when you're doing something right, it's not easy. It's not easy to go through that process, because there's it's a phase that you're passing through. You're gaining something from it. You're doing something from your ordinary life. You're doing something different. It's because like you're learning something new, or you're going through a different phase of your life. That's what I feel about it.
Okay, yeah. Vonnie, quickly. According to RAN is in the United States, and they confirmed that in every 73 seconds, one American is assaulted. And over 50,000 Americans are assaulted every year. And if you come back to Africa, the rate at which rape is trending is becoming a concern for the globe. Now we see parents, now we see young people who have gone through terrible experiences in life, and some of them resort to suicide. Now we learned something very important here about honing every step. How do we relate this to some of these turbulent experiences in our community, in marriages, in families, in homes, in Africa, where poverty is on the high side? Thank you. What do you think to that? Ronnie. Hello?
Yes.
Hello, Vonnie, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Doc.
No, I mean Vonnie.
Yvonne.
Okay, Yvonne, sorry.
Yes.
Hello, Yvonne, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please
Thank you. I'm sorry for
clarify once more.
Hello?
Please clarify the question.
Oh, okay, we are talking about owning every step, and Mr. Emmanuel
Yes.
have been talking so much about how we can respond positively to life experiences, and sometimes
Yeah.
unpleasant experiences in particular. Now, I am domesticating here that in the United States, for example, Ryan, that is RAINN, reported that every seconds, every 73 seconds, an American is assaulted. And this number of assaults is leads to a growing number of homicide as well as suicide. Then coming back to Africa, where we have high rates of poverty, and you see a lot of homes, parents whose children or whose husbands or wives have been sexually assaulted in terms of rape and other ills and vices in the society. Now, how do we juxtapose? How do we juxtapose? We want to own every step. We want to enjoy experiences, but these experiences are affecting psychologically, emotionally, financially, materially, and stigmatization, leading to high levels of suicide and other ills in the society. So, what do you think, and what do you think we should do in society where these experiences of rape, or families or individuals who have experienced rapes and assaults? What do you think should be their disposition? Thank you.
Thank you very much. From my own assessment, I think that it's important in terms of having pillars within our societies, within the community. If it be a parent or a trusted someone within the community, where someone who is facing such challenges can go and seek refuge, be it for words of comfort, for counsel, for mentorship and guidance. And another aspect that I think is important to help in such a situation is for people that would have gone through such situations to actually come out of that stigma. And those people that would be currently going through such similar can easily relate and be able to seek comfort from such people. At the end of it all, it's then important for those that have been affected or impacted by such unfortunate incidences to look to a higher power, to look for significant meaning in their lives so that they do not end up thinking that is the end of the world. This will help them then to look forward to greater things, to re-energize themselves and to look ahead for new opportunities, regroup and start afresh.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, Vimbai, are you available there? Can you respond to this? Social justice system, our legal system, our executive system have failed us. In the United States, for every 5 suspects released from prison, they commit worse offenses years after. And that means the legal system, though, brings some punishment as a consequence for wrongdoing, but those measures have not helped to reform the society, to bring out the best in society. Rather, ills and vices are on the right side. According to what you've just mentioned now, that we need pillars in the society. So what is your position about this? How do we crusade by ensuring that these pillars are able to influence government policies rather than using capital punishment as a way of restoring order to the society? There can be other measures that can strengthen, that can reform, and can bring true change to the society. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Okay. I'll start by responding maybe to the question on the prisoners, how that maybe after their punishment, they then go on to do worse crimes. okay, I would say to that one, maybe if there could be some measures whereby the individual, once they are in prison, they can be going through some emotional, psychological mentoring or rehabilitation whilst they are in prison, so that they are not treated as a criminal whilst they are in prison, but rather maybe if there can be measures to make sure that such individuals are emotionally emotionally groomed or mentored or told that in life you can do better even when we are coming from a past that is wrong. I think from what we are learning from this book, what we are learning today, that you own every step, that they take that that process that they are passing through, that punishment, they take it as a learning curve to a better future. I mean, everyone can have a better future in as much as they may have done very wrong, but they also have got that chance to own every step of their future. I think, yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Now, this question is to Titi. Now, I want to respond. Mali is in crisis. And then the people think that, oh, we need to own every step because our government cannot own it. So they have gone through coup as a means of taking over power or restoring order. What would you like to say? Because the ECOWAS has condemned that, the AU has condemned that, the UN has condemned that, but they have refused to relinquish power. What is your take? Looking at owning every step as an instrument of bringing community, political, societal change. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc, but a very kind of difficult one. But I think in as much as the international world is responding in that way, I still feel that as a people, I think it's good to voice, because I think when people go to those extremes or to those extents, probably they've tried all sorts of ways to be heard. And if you are not heard, I think you have no option but to push that much. But what I know at the end of the day is that some settlement of some sort is going to come out of that. And I think for the people of Mali, maybe somewhere, somehow, their issues will be addressed. So I think sometimes you have no option but you are forced to become violent, if I may say, in as much as it's not good. But the whole idea, like when you're violated personally, like you were talking about rape, you are talking about abuse and stuff like that. Those things are very, very difficult to go through. And they kind of change your personality. They kind of change your view. There's an anger inside you that if it's not managed, you can do all sorts of things. But I think the idea at the end of the day is to come up with how you can be heard. And it might not come up with the best result, but I believe that the moment somebody speaks, whether violently or in a negotiating mode, in a democratic way, in a diplomatic way, at the end of the day, I think it brings the issue to the table and things can then be assessed. So I think it's, for me, it's okay because it brings people to begin to talk about what is happening in Mali and what could be happening everywhere in the world and even on personal issues. That's my take, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Aaron, quickly, you are a motivational speaker. And the world today seems to be revolving around motivational speaker. But one thing that is obvious is that you are over polarizing motivation. And then they believe that even though motivation is good, but they think that motivation is also having an effect of over polarization. What would you say to this in the face of reality? Aaron, quickly. Hello, Aaron. Okay, Aaron is not available. Yes, Mr. Babatunde, you are a human resource consultant, and you see people coming with issues of employment, and they're tired that, okay, there are sentiments, there are no job opportunities, and the requirements are too much, so you guys are not faithful, you guys are not having job for us, and people are devastated. And when they come for interview, you could see this on them. How would you help people using the instrument of owning it yourself to help them come back to shape, to help them prepare for a better future? Mr. Babatunde, please.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate everybody. The issue on hand is quite unfortunate. When you see people, they come for job employment, we have a serious challenge because our government, they are not on top of their jobs. They've created problems, and it's been difficult to resolve up to now. Look at just this COVID-19 issue that people have been suffering, people have lost their jobs, and it's been difficult. In fact, organizations are laying off, companies are cutting salaries, and till today, our government has not voiced out. They've not said it to give maybe a kind of palliative, do something reasonable that can support people. So I will advise that people these days should begin to think entrepreneurship, begin to think of what you can do on your own, begin to think of initiative. What can I initiate? What idea can I bring for, like Dr. The woman from India the other time, Dr. Paretin or so. I think we need to voice out and tell government to do the needful, provide a conducive atmosphere so that there can be a soft landing for people to explore opportunities to bring in what they have. People, Nigerians, I want to tell you, Nigerians are hardworking. Nigerians are, the youth, they are very brilliant. But unfortunately, we are not in an environment where they can really thrive. But I think by and large, entrepreneurship is coming around now. People are getting to be aware of that. I know some of them that are learning fashion designing, learning computer engineering. Some of them are going into coding now. Just try to see what they can do by themselves. It's unfortunate, like the other woman said, you see, in Nigeria, we have people that leaders that if you don't talk very well, if you don't become a kind of violent, which is not good, they will not do anything. But we don't need to go violence. I think everybody tries to need to kind of begin to think on their own, you know, entrepreneurship. What can I do? Apart from what I've gone to study in the school, what can I do on my own? What can I start? Yes, I know the issue might be capital. Where do I get money to start this business? We need to have idea first. We need to have passion first. We need to be self-motivated. Then we can move on from there. That's all I can say for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. Over to you, Mr. Emmanuel. Yes, thank you.
I believe we I was having a bit of internet challenge here. Well, we were on the first slide, Journey Through Life. I'm reminded of the late Nelson Mandela's life, and then the number of years that he spent in prison in search for meaning, in search for purpose, he was on a mission. That was his journey. It was not easy as somebody, or as today we might say. It was a journey that now he had to take because of a submission to a higher calling, a submission to a purpose mission, a purpose living. So today, in your own spaces, reflect of your life, where you are today, where you find yourself today. Look at it and say, is this life that I'm living a blessing to me, a lesson to me, or a regret? Take a recap of it. Take a look at how you live your life and analyze the journey. Just see how you are living your life. Remember that what I said, you must never regret your journey or feel guilty for the encounters you made, because those challenges will teach you what you need to know. That was the moment where I say, challenges are like the winds. They keep blowing in, they keep coming, they keep adding up each and every day. So when these things, you need to develop a deep or thick mental stamina or a thick stamina into your mind, where you now have to embrace the shift. How do you see and define life? How do you see and define life? What is life to you? What is, because what might be how you define your life might not be the same as how somebody defines life. So this calls now for a quick shift. We need to shift from the way we've been doing things and say, let me be open. Let me set my mind to this, to doing this. As much as I want to be successful, let me take a look into what do we want to do and put our mind or the attention to it. Because whatever you set your mind to and attention to, it is possible for you to achieve. I'm reminded of the journey of this company, the Chinese company Huawei, and how they started their journey. They started at a time where the telephone industry, it was shifting. It had, where we are now starting to talk about smartphones, we're starting to talk about this apps that are now being used in these phones. It was a shift for them. They had to keep in mind to say, despite the journey being hard for us, we must be starting young, but let us put our all into it. Hence, every step is about taking and then putting yourself into that vision that you want to achieve. Putting yourself and accepting the challenges that, yes, challenges are going to be there, but they don't define me. They are not going to stop the journey that I am into. They're not going to stop the future that I want to attain. So embrace the shift. Look at how you see and define life. Put in yourself and then pay attention to everything that you want to achieve. You have to embrace the experience of life. Like I said, on every step is all about an assignment to meeting your future. You stop or you never regret the experiences of life. What life teaches you today, these are the fruits of who you are. These are the true definition of who you are. Where you stand from, it might be an organization that you might be trying to build. It might be a business that you might be trying to build. Look at it. People in that you are holding. People might not understand you're building something bigger than they might be seeing with their naked eyes. They might be judging where you are at your journey. But embrace all those experiences. They are part of it. These are the stories to tell. I like to say to people that in every one of us here, we have a story to tell. We have something great that we can say, I have been in this journey, but where do I see myself? I'm here today. People who succeed in today's world, they are these people who say, let me welcome the challenges and embrace all the experiences that challenges brings to them. So those experiences, like I said, they are the test. They teach you something. They teach you lessons. They teach you several ways on how to do certain things. So be sure to look for the good. Don't always be turned off in the first stanza. Be sure to look for the good. Be willing to apply yourself into it. And then we quickly move to the next lesson of this that you take as you own every step of life, as you own your life, as you take the torch and say, I'm going to light this journey. I'm going to light on this. I'm not giving any other person the permission to hold myself accountable for my life. You hold yourself accountable before you give any other person permission for us. This is the challenge that we see today. Many people are not where they are today because they have given other people outside them, the permission to rule their life. They are given themselves the permission to rule their world. Remember, you are on your own. This is your journey. Embrace it, fall in love with it, and take.
Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, sorry, one question, please. One question. Ifeoluwa, are you there? Ifeoluwa?
Yes.
Ifeoluwa, are you there? Ifeoluwa? Okay, Ifeoluwa is gone. All right. Yes. Perpetua.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to respond to this question.
I just joined in now. I was having network issue. I have
Wow.
to.
Okay. Sorry. Let me take that question to Dr. Shijoki. Professor Shijoki. Yes. Mr. Emmanuel said, nobody has permission to ruin our lives. Today, the rate at which marriages are falling in the United States alone, the number of divorce or the number of single parents are more than anywhere in the world, in spite of social amenities, in spite of employment, in spite of opportunities. Marriages are collapsing at high rate. The same thing also is happening in Africa. Now, how do we manage our relationship in marriage in such a way that while we are owning our lives, because the husband has some elements of chances to determine the direction of the family, likewise the wife also. But when there are divergent opinions and options, how do we manage it so that we don't ruin our marriage, we don't ruin our families, and we don't ruin our future? Thank you, sir. Quickly.
Thank you for the question. In my brief stay in Mexico, I did a quick studies research concerning this issue because I observed that most of the ladies, most of the women in Mexico, they are divorced. So I begin to question. They have a very relatively young population. You see a lady of maybe 28, 32 with 4 kids, single mother, 3 kids. And I begin to question, I went to ask them. I had to engage both some of the men and some of the women. And the men, from the feeler I got, the woman puts the blame on the men. Why the men also? I say, no, the women are also responsible. I discovered that the women, they are submissive. No, they are not submissive, and they argue that the men are like, it's a man's word. They want to have more than one wife, not even more than one wife. Maybe they will need to have some concubine. And the women are saying, no, if you're going to do that, we are not going to stay with you. So for me, what I can say in terms of marriage, in terms of relationship, is it takes two to agree.
Right.
They must compromise. If you want it to work, you must compromise. You must be ready to, take some, cope with some issue, because nobody is perfect. The women, they are not perfect. Likewise, the men are not perfect. Individuals as humans, nobody is perfect. So you have the inadequacies. You must learn to cope. You must learn to accommodate the shortcomings of your partner. So it takes two for marriage or marriages to work. So the partners, the people that are in the relationship, must try their possible best for it to work. So, and it takes some patience and so many things, a lot of things, for marriages to work. So because some women, they are not ready to, be submissive, while the men are also proving, no, I'm the man. And that's why you see a lot of marriages collapsing these days.
Okay.
So it takes two to tango. It takes two to make it work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dr. Olatunji, quickly. Okay.
Sir. Hello.
Okay. Yes, can hear you.
Can I add to that, sir, please?
You are free, please.
Okay, well, in addition to what he just said, at times in marriage, one of the party have to learn to go for the other person part time. No matter what, no matter how the person is at the other person is at that very time. Coming back to self, we have to work on our own self. That this thing I don't want it to crash. I have to work on it. In most cases, what happens? They always wait for the other person to make right. But if we start with self, even if the other person is not trying to succumb to what we are talking about at that time, at times we let go. For peace to reign for me. Even after some time, that person will still come back to his own sense that what this person is saying is right. But most marriages is self-pride. Each parties are not ready to let go of their pride.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Emmanuel, you can continue, please.
Yes, sorry, I think there is a hand up from, I suspect it's Dr. Shegun.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, yes, sorry.
Galaxy
Yes, doctor.
S8. Galaxy
Yes, doctor.
S8.
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the presenter. Thank Dr. Justin. And thank you, moderator. I just want to also add my own point on the issue you just asked on the issue of marriage. You see, the perspective in America and in Africa is quite different. In Nigeria, for example, in particular, we have economic challenges as one of the reasons why a lot of marriages are crashing. And you need to understand that nothing works until you make it work by yourself. Number one, God needs to be your foundation. And how you people begin matters. Along the line, a lot of things do happen. But you need to make up your mind that, marriage is not just a bed of roses. The curve of life is not straight. You need to know that the curve of life is zigzag. So you need to know there is bound to be challenges. There's bound to be hindrances. So economic factors is one of the challenges why marriage crashes in Nigeria. When things don't go the way it's supposed to go and the other party cannot bear, anything can happen. In America, for example, their own case is different. They have a law that favors women when there are issues. So when women go to court, any little things, you can easily sue your husband. And before you know, it's easy for you to divorce. So the law over there needs to be looked into if women are to take it low. You understand? Health challenges are another reason why marriage crash. Health challenges, a lot of things can happen. Impotency can occur. And when man can no longer perform, some women may walk out of relationship. Then number 4, association. You see, your association in life determines your acceleration. A lot of women associate the people they mix up with, the people they mingle with. You understand? They have the tendency of destroying their home. When your husband cannot meet up with some things, and you associate with people that have the capacity, so you might bind to change because of the association you link with. So there are so many other factors because of our time, and we have to hang it there. So good deliberation for today.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. So, Mr. Emmanuel, over to you, please, quickly.
Yes.
Our time is fast spent.
I'm going to quickly rush onto this the second part. Life questions. Every step is all about asking yourself life questions. I'm reminded of this for those who read the Bible. There's this Bible verse. I'm not good with the Bible, but I can recall or memorize some. and to say there's this. When we read from the First Corinthians 13, verse 11, it says, "When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. And then when I became a man, my thinking, my thoughts changed." I'm just going to paraphrase some of it. Maybe you can, some of you can recall it. So life to me is all about asking yourself the bigger questions. The problem with people today is not having the right answers to life. We have the right answers. But the problem here lies in the questions we ask ourselves as individuals. This is the greatest problem that we see today. People are armed with solutions, but they don't know where they apply. They have to apply the solutions. They are armed with the right answers to whatever the solution, the problem they might be facing. But the questions, when you start to ask yourself the right questions, the right answers start to show up. Ask yourself the right questions, the right answers start to show up. We don't have to find a situation that we see today where many are living in confusion. They are just living life out of, they take life as it is. There's nothing that really challenges them. I'm one person who believes in challenging yourself, that every day for you to achieve something great, you have to apply yourself, you have to take yourself into a challenging situation or challenging situation where you now have to challenge your comfort. Don't be at comfort. Don't be to say, I'm working in this organization, so I don't need to improve myself. I've been working in this, so I don't need to to improve myself. It's a challenge that we see today. So many organizations, they are losing business because they don't want to. They never ask themselves these bigger questions. What's next? Where we are currently? You do self-audit. Only every step is all about doing self-audit. You audit yourself. It's not only the job for the accountants to come audit our organizations. It is us also to take a leap, some days time off, and audit where we are. These are the questions I never expected. These are the greatest questions that really motivated me to be where I am today. And I believe so many of you also, they know or we're quite aware of these questions. Who am I? What is your why? What helps you? What wakes you up? What keeps you awake each and every day? What value are you bringing to this world? Once you understand these three questions that I've posed in here, it is easy for you now to say, I am here for a bigger vision. I'm here for a bigger calling. Ask yourself the right questions. Questions are the true foundation of the answers that you seek to see from, or that you want to hear from other people. I cannot come to any one of you and ask questions that are relevant with what I'm doing. Ask the right questions, then the right answers will be given to you. That is my take on this, to say, when you start to own every step of your life as an organization, you know where you are going, you know where you are, and then it is easy for you to answer everything, or to tackle everything that comes in your way, to take everything that comes into your way. I'm reminded of now the case study of Nokia. These are the things now that we look into. Where is it currently? It was one of the giants in the tech industry or the telephone industry. So today, we're talking about Huawei, we're talking about Samsung, we're talking about Apple now. How did this companies manage to penetrate an industry that was once not easy to penetrate? This guy started to ask himself the right questions. Where we are, where are we? Where do you want to do? They had the long-term vision. So in every step that you in your families, in your organizations, in your individual life, start to ask yourself this life's bigger question. Who am I? Why are you here? And then what value are you bringing to this world? And then it is going to be easy now to embrace all this shift. Wasn't aware of this. I wasn't aware of this life questions until at one day somebody came to me. Master Emmanuel, these are the things that you want to achieve, but you know yourself, you understand where you are currently. I wasn't aware of all this. So to me, this awareness that this person brought to myself, it was easy for me to shift and say, okay, I've been doing this way, but it never seemed to have worked for me. How do I do it? Let me start to embrace new ideas. Let me start to embrace new concepts that I can apply to myself and immerse myself into it to keep going into my journey. So life is always a game of questions. Ask yourself the right questions. The right answers will always come your way. That is the second slide, or the second lesson that comes to you when you start to take ownership of your life, when you start to embrace this journey of your life, when you start to become authentic to yourself and say, this is my life. I'm not giving any other person control over it. I have the keys. Let me take it to the next level. This is now me saying, ask yourself the right questions. The right answers will come to you. What questions are you asking yourself each and every day? Get to that point where every day when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself the questions that challenges or that spices up the course of your day. Even when you sleep, those are the questions now when you go to sleep in your bed. Ask yourself the questions for the next day. This is the journey. This is the journey where you need now to audit yourself. Audit yourself through asking these right questions. The right questions will bring now the right answers. The right answers will now help you to embrace the journey, embrace the shift, where you have to say, I'm owning it up. It's my life. As we move to the next slide, is this. Owning every step is all about trusting your intuition. own every step is all about trusting your intuition. You don't fear to be different in a world that wants us to be the same. You take a lead every day. I've given this, if you look at this peak there, these are the bulbs. But the other one decided that I'm going to light because it's new, it had the potential. Changing how you think from the logic to intuition changes the course of everything. Changing how you think from logic to intuition changes the course of everything. So we are living in a world today which is every day trying to make us the same. It follows us to be the same. It wants us to be the same. No one, it's those people now who decide on their own to take a stand and say, I'm doing this on my own because I believe in what I'm doing. Let me do it. I believe I can be the light to the business that I want to start, to the organization that I'm living. We see so many employees today. Most of them, we see them being at the same instant when they started the company. Why? Because some of the companies here, they don't want to help them embrace the inner potential that they have in there. So it is upon you in your own space that you are into to trust now your intuition, to believe into what you are doing. If you say today, I want to retire, it's your personal decision or personal commitment to yourself that I'm retiring for this job to go start something of my own. You are believing much in yourself. No, some people will never believe in you. They are going to say, why are you taking this decision? Now, why are you doing this? You have family to take care of. You have bills to pay. Those are the things to somebody who is determined to take a lead, to take a stand on going forward. They are saying to themselves, I don't want to live life logically. I'm trusting my intuition because I believe that I have the inner greatness in me that will help me take the decision or make the decision that I've took in reality. I've said, life isn't one straight round. It turns and drifts in the rough. It will always be inevitable. It has been always there said that change is the only thing that is inevitable. So the outcomes we expect to happen don't always happen the way we want. We must prepare for all the responsibilities.
Sorry, Mr. Emmanuel. Sorry. Just one question. Mr. Aaron, here is a very serious question. Trust in your intuition. Who should we trust? Intuition or a mentor? Intuition or a coach? Intuition or a motivational speaker? At what point in time do we reconcile these two? Mr. Aaron, please respond. Hello? Okay, quickly. Dr. Latunji, please. Dr. Latunji, are you there? Okay, Mr. Dayo, did you hear that question? Mr. Dayo, do you hear that question? Okay, doctor, you want to help us out? Dr. Justin.
Hello.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yes, I hear the question. Who do you trust, the coach or your intuition? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we need to understand that when we are taking career decisions and we are talking about our organizational strive, what we have on our own is very, very important. So one needs to trust in himself. Your intuition is very, very important. That is what makes you. That is what develops you. That is your innovation, and that is what is coming from the depth of your mind. That is what is coming from your brain, and that is what is telling who you are. So it's very, very important that as an individual, you trust your intuition. You trust what is coming out of you. What can I bring up myself? Trusting coaches and mentors are very, very good. But remember, everything is still depending on what you can offer. That's my little contribution.
Thank you. Dr. Justin, how do we develop our nutritional sensitivity, and how do we ensure that we are developed, or we are supported, or we are assisted by coach without losing without overriding the voice of our intuition? Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Mr. Emmanuel mentioned a very fundamental point, which is the issue of raising our level of awareness. And most motivational speakers, or rather those who are into brain science, neuroscience, scientists, they talk about mindfulness. And mindfulness will help, or it anchors you to the present moment and gets you to listen to the inner voice, because each and every one of us, we do have an inner voice that is always trying to tell us things. But just as Mr. Emmanuel has said, the world is always calling us to do certain things. And most people now don't have time to listen to their inner voice or to get into conversations with themselves. Why? Because your company has certain targets that you need to achieve. Your spouse is calling you to bring food at night. Your kids are calling you to do certain things. So we have a lot of these little monkeys that always distract our attention from paying our attention to self. But if you look at those people, most successful people, if you ask them, they always tell you that I have 10 minutes time to take a nap in the afternoon. I have time to be alone, solitude moments. And it is during those times that they nurture their awareness and get to listen to the inner voice and forget about what the world is calling us to do. So if we manage to have that attitude of solitude and reflection, I like the fact that Mr. Emmanuel is talking into the issues of reflection, reflecting on ourselves and seriously reflecting on ourselves, without putting all of these materialistic things that we so much pursue in life. We get to listen to what the inner voice is telling us to do. And if you listen to that voice and pay attention to it, it guides us in ways that will help us to own every step. Mr. Emmanuel used the word embrace, I think more than 20 times in his presentation. And there's something fundamental about the word embrace. When you're embracing something, you are showing love to that thing and you are giving it your all. So we need to embrace every situation in life. And when we embrace that situation, it calms down our mind and we get to think straight. But most of us don't have time to calm our mind and listen to self, nature awareness, and then flourish in the things that we do. So we need to guard against a lot of the monkeys that are always chattering in our minds, telling us to do certain things, telling us about negative things, and listen to the inner voice. Thank you.
Back to Dr. Latunji. Thank you very much, Dr. Justin. As at recent report released by National Bureau of Employment in Nigeria, 17,000 PhDs and doctors are jobless in Nigeria. And now this is giving rise to the high rate of immigration. People are going to Canada and they're going to the United States, not minding whatever is available. How do we reconcile both the mood and the inner propensity, touch, guide, and serve in the face of obvious challenges, economic challenges, social challenges, financial challenges bedeviling us? Dr. Latunji, please respond. Thank you. Hello, doctor. Hello, doctor. Hello, doctor. Okay, Dr. Shegun, are you available, sir? Dr. Shegun, are you available there? Okay, Mr.
Hello?
Emmanuel, over to you.
Hello?
Over to you. Okay, sir.
Hello?
Okay, sir.
I'm available. What's the question,
Yes,
please?
sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Well, 17,000, over 17,000 doctors.
Yes.
I mean, PhD doctors are jobless.
Yes.
As at recent report released by the Ministry of Employment for universities and across. Now, how do we reconcile, as a result of this, the rate of emigration to Canada? And in fact, I received a CV a few days ago from another doctor who is saying he wants to go to Canada by all means. Now, how do we reconcile the physiological consequences in the land, which is affecting our ability to take care of the primary needs? There are financial challenges, there are issues in marriages, and then one is not fulfilling. And here he sees opportunity in another country. Not mind you whether there's a gentle voice telling that something can happen here into the future. How do we manage this?
That's fantastic. You said 17,000. You mean in Nigeria or in Africa?
In Nigeria, I will send. I can share the yes, sir. I can share the report with you, sir.
It's unfortunate that happened. We first need to look at what's the root cause of why such quality or quantity of people, why such quality of people as a PhD holder who lose their job. Because you see, I do tell people that when you are working, you work for three purposes. Number one, you don't just work to learn. You work to learn, to earn, and to network. You work to learn, to earn, and to network. When you are working only to earn and you lose your job, what is happening now will definitely happen. You'll be running a test scatter and you'll be looking for another next opportunity. But when you are networking, when you are working, even when the job has a little challenge, you will have something else to do within the circle instead of you getting disorganized. A lot of them are flying here and there because they lost their job here and because there is better opportunity for them out there. But it's very unfortunate because if we are really networking very well, and if you are really building right capacity to expand, because there's an adage in Nigeria that you don't sit on one place and look at masquerade. If you maximize your opportunity and you expand your scope, even when you lose one job, you will have enough to still do at your level as a PhD holder.
Okay.
I will add to that. It's quite a challenge when we start seeing PhD holders moving up and down looking for jobs in other countries. It shows that there's something very wrong with our education systems. Because if a PhD holder is the one who is moving from country to country in search of employment, what then do we expect from the undergraduate students? Because PhD holders are the ones who should be providing solutions to the economic challenges, rather than a whole PhD holders looking for job, sending applications. So it's something that we need then to question with regards to the quality of the PhDs that we are producing in our different countries. Are they providing solutions to the economic issues, or they're actually adding problems by then starting to increase the number of unemployment and complaining like an undergraduate student? PhD holders, by virtue of being a PhD, it's only today that it has been eroded to such an extent that anyone is always now getting a PhD. I always tell my students, undergraduate students, to say, don't respect anyone just because he's a PhD today. It's now becoming so questionable. PhD holders should proffer solutions rather than sending CVs after CVs from one company to another. That's very questionable, and it's something that needs a serious discussion regarding the current PhDs that we have today.
That's why I say we need to look at the root cause.
Hello.
Yes, the root cause. That's very critical. RT, the root cause.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes,
Dr. Chijoke.
Yes, Dr. Chijoke. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that someone posted that on LinkedIn, but I'm not fully convinced with that number, with that information, with that statistics, because even though I'm not in Nigeria, I like what the last speaker said, network, very key. I network. There's virtually there's nothing going on in the education system, in the university system that I don't know about. I do a lot of network. I network extensively. For that number, I question that number because I'm aware, and most of us in academia know that in Nigeria, how many PhD does Nigerian university put together produce in a year? How many? I don't know if they're up to 100. That is one. Then in my own field, management sciences, I can authoritatively tell you that these PhD that are in Nigerian university system, they are not even enough. They are not. There's a huge gap. So, and if you begin to say that PhD 17,000, they are jobless, I begin to wonder, like Dr. Austin said, maybe for people, maybe because I have also observed that some people, a lot of people, just you see people get PhDs. When I see you put PhD behind at the back of your name, I interrogate your university. I look at the university where you got your PhD. Some people just go there, online PhD and pay $1 to grab it. And some of those PhDs, I know, I'm very sure that in the Nigerian system, they don't recognize them. If you go and do a distant PhD or from PhD in one day, the Nigerian system, you just be putting behind your name as a doctor, but you cannot use it to work in the university.
Yeah.
You cannot. So, and I made a comment on that post. I said, maybe for the sciences, maybe they may have issues because most of the universities, especially the private universities, they don't offer, most of them don't offer science courses. So there may be gap in that area.
Okay.
For management sciences, I'm very, very sure that if you have a PhD in management sciences, you cannot be jobless. Maybe, unless maybe you don't know your what. Maybe your PhD, you got it to the back door, and which is very, very possible because I know that some people in Africa, PhD, they can get it from anywhere, anyhow. They can pay full money and do that. But if you know your what, I even mentioned something. When I finished my PhD, I applied for a job in a university in Nigeria. And that was the first job I applied for. And I got the offer, but I didn't go because of reasons very known to me. You cannot have a PhD in management science and you don't have a job. And for those going abroad, they are people that are majorly in the industry because the industry is collapsing and everybody's running to Canada and because they feel that is where they can, get but all I have said it, I've traveled and I know that abroad or going abroad is not the solution to your problem. If you have something you are doing in your country, hold it tight and do it. But you cannot actually blame them. They have their reasons for doing that. But what I'm trying to say, the emphasis I'm making is that you cannot have a PhD. For me, in management sciences, I'll be particular about it because I don't know about science and be jobless. You know why? Most of the universities in Nigeria, we have a lot of private universities, and we all know that the government universities, for you to get in there, you must know one person or the other. And they don't even take people based on merit most times. I've experienced that before I left the country. I experienced it. They don't take people on merit. So there may not be jobs in the public universities, but in the private universities, you have a PhD in management sciences, and you don't have a job, then maybe there's something wrong somewhere. There's what we call negative home support. Maybe that's what is happening with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think this is interesting. Mr. Emmanuel, over to you. Our time is fast spent. You have to make it quick as possible. Thank you.
This is interesting. This is interesting. The conversation that I made,
Thank you.
that I seeking to add to who we are. And we have given the intuition aspect much justice. We have given it much time talking about it. And just to finish it up, we just left with 2 slides, then we wrap it up. Is to say, intuition allows us to identify our own mistakes so that we change the way we perceive and do things. Remember, this is our journey. Our journey is for us to make and finish. just don't give up. Whatever you want to do, this is our journey to finish it. We have to make it and finish it. We have to start it and finish it. There's this thing that we always get taught by our leaders here or in our society to say, finish what you started. How do you do it? You do it because there's this inner power that makes you believe in yourself more than any other person externally, more than any other thing externally. Dr. Justin mentioned that there are voices, there are monkeys that are coming there into you, knocking into head. We never have such time with ourselves. We never give ourselves conversations like this, then to trust in ourselves. Hence now, so many people have given other people, the right and responsibility to own control of them. Now, when you start to embrace this, when you start to trust in yourself, it's you now embarking on this journey to finish it because you started it. So don't give it up. And then the other lesson that gets revealed to you when you start to own every step of your life. Where are we? Okay, you shift from being a talker to becoming a doer. There are two types of people that we see today in this world. People who talk and people who are doing. And the world is full of people who only talk about the work that they're doing, especially in the industry that I'm into, the writing industry. We have people who say, I'm writing 2 books, I'm writing this, I'm reading these books, I'm writing this, I'm doing this. We don't see their results. We don't see what the results of what they're talking about. Each and every year you hear somebody that I've been working on this book, but can't we see the result that you're talking about? So it's a challenge. We need people now who become doers of their work, of their words, who become action takers. I'm one person who believes that to separate yourself from the masses, you need to be obsessed with taking action. Taking action is one aspect or is one tool that the winners have mastered. Mastery takes time, but those who master in winning, who win a lot, they are winning because they are taking action. They're not winning because somebody's doing favors for them. They're not where they are today because they've been favored by their sayings, by where they come from, or anywhere in anything that can favor them. They are where they are because they are taking action. Action is what separates dreamers from the rest. Everyone can dream. We can dream about becoming millionaires, but the ones who take action are the ones who get the rewards of their dreams. They get to see their dreams becoming reality. So dreaming on its own, or dreaming on its own, has some aspect that you need to embrace also, that you need to bring to yourself together. The willingness. You can't achieve anything if you're not willing to take yourself into it, to do something. So be willing. The willingness is another important aspect of success that will help you reach your dream. You cannot achieve your dreams, otherwise you're going to be talking about them. If you keep talking about them, there's no result. If we keep doing, now we can see results. It's a process now that we need to master, that we need to also take a look into, to say, if I am to succeed in this area, I have to take action. If I want to read books, or if I want to write books, let me find myself writing. It starts by writing the small pages that I do. Now it becomes a habit. Taking action becomes habitual. It becomes part of your life. You do it every day because it's not something that maybe you are forced, because you are forced by the fact that you are not working, or you are losing something. You just want to do it for the sake of you earning something for that moment. You do it because it's a long-term commitment with yourself. Taking action requires long-term commitment to what you say you want to do. Taking action requires a long-term commitment. So you commit to yourself. Why are we taking action? There are 3 key fundamental things that I really want to touch with today. That action activates information. We see many people who they are always at first to giving the latest information. They are always up to date with the latest technological changes. These are the kind of people that the society that we are bringing has to embrace, has to accompany. It has to accompany people who are always hungry to search for information. People who are always searching for more, looking for more. They are not settling because of where they are. No, they always keep in action. They are always in action. Hence now, action activate information. You are always up to date with the latest information because you took your time from it to go read newspapers, to go search on the internet what is happening in China, what is happening in Zimbabwe, what is happening in Botswana. So you are always up to date. And then action facilitates learning because you are somebody who believes in taking action. You are always looking for more. It's now so you are now becoming a student to life. You are now becoming a student in your area. You excel, not because not because you are lucky. You are excel because you are always looking for more. You are looking for doors. That is where we see a lot of companies. Some of them are succeeding in this the COVID-19 pandemic, but you see others, they are complaining to say we can't find business. There's no business here. But in the same market that you are into, we see other businesses succeeding. Why? These guys are willing to fight. They are willing to learn their industry and then take into the challenges or the trends that are happening into their industry into action. So I like to quote this, and then action creates habits that lead to success. It becomes habitual. You do it every day. It now becomes something that you do it daily. Once you do it daily, it becomes a habit. It leads you to succeeding into to that area. So that is the case with here, that you need to shift from becoming a talker to becoming a doer. You do things. Dr. Martin Luther King was quoted saying, I submit to you that if a man hasn't discovered something, he will die for. He isn't fit for to live. He isn't fit to live. This is to say, those who take action, those are the ones who are fit to live. They have discovered what they are. They have discovered something that they are willing to die for. They have discovered that something that wakes them up every day. They want to improve their companies. They want to improve their marriages. They want to improve their students, their academic performances. So they have to always be working on towards that dream. So it's to say, that is something that you are willing to die for. You are giving yourself time, you are giving yourself attention to do things that matters to you. To everyone here is to say, have you discovered that which you are willing to die for? That is the question that when you leave here today, go ask yourself, what are you willing to die for? What is that one thing that will help you separate yourself from the masses? You might be working in the same organization, but each and every month when this person, when the companies are awarding employee of the month, the same person, the one who is given, who is being appreciated. Why this person? Why can't I do it? So those are the questions now that when we ask ourselves them as individuals in our own spaces, we can become doers of our ways. We become doers of our ways. And then we rush to the last slide, is to say, own every step, the journey to discovering your personal power. As I leave you, I want to leave you with these words. Life is not about transaction. Life is about transformation. And for transformation to happen or take place, one has to discover their purpose. And for transformation to happen or take place, one has to discover their purpose. The path to greatness requires a transformation to your higher self. What are you willing? Are you willing to transform yourself, to come back to yourself and say, I want to do this because it's my purpose in this world. I find a meaning onto it. Every man, like I said, every man has 3 days to live. We have 3 days to live. We have yesterday, we have today, and we have tomorrow. Yesterday was the day of enough. Today is enough. Tomorrow is more than enough. Are you hopeful for the future? Are you able to come back to yourself and say, I'm sorry I gave other people permission to take control of my life. I'm sorry I've been procrastinating on this for a long time. I'm sorry I'm sorry I've been wanting to do this, but because of the limited thinking or the self-doubt that I've been putting on myself, I couldn't do this. So on every step is now coming back to yourself. You are coming to yourself and say, you are forgiving yourself for all the things that you have done to yourself, for yourself holding on to that vision. You are forgiving yourself and say, let me go forward with let me march forward to the future. You are marching forward to the future because you know that for you to succeed, you have to divorce your past. Divorce your past and marry your future. Divorce your past and marry your future. Go forward knowing that you weren't independent yesterday. Yesterday has passed. You must be independent of today. Now is the moment where you need to be independent to yourself. You need to do things for yourself. This is the moment. This is the time. So that tomorrow when it comes, you have to be interdependent. Somebody out there can come and look for the services. What can you bring? How can you help me with this challenge? Somebody out there can come to you and ask you questions. Can you do this for me? Now you are becoming interdependent. You are becoming resourceful, not only to yourself, but to other people. Now you're submitting to yourself or your higher self. It is a transformation. And transformation is accompanied by two things. It's accompanied by the process and the progress and results. For us to see the results, we need to fall in love with the process. Then when we fall in love, madly in love with the process, it's easy for us to notice the progress, that we are progressing. We have been here. This is our company. This is the annual returns that we got last year. But to look at where we are, we've been able to expand our services to these other countries. We've been able to expand our service to the level of the staff that we are having by 2 people into our team. It is a transformation. We are seeing a progress. Now you can see results. Things that used to cost you so much, so much of time, is now costing you a little bit of time because you are capable. You have made things able for you. It's you now discovering what are you capable of as an organization? What are you capable of as an individual? What are you capable of in your workplaces? This is the journey. On every step is embarking on a journey to discovering your blueprint. A blueprint reminds me of what happens when we start doing the construction. When the construction, when the house is being constructed, the first thing that we question is where's the architectural designs? Where is the design for this house? This is the blueprint. So you own your steps to life because you are looking for a purpose mission, or you are on a mission to discover the blueprint. The architectural design that God placed on you is now seeking you or revealing for the truth, seeking the truth to be revealed to you. So 3 things that are going to that you are going to encounter as you discover your journey, or as you go into the journey of self-discovery, is that it is a lonely journey. Success on its own is a lonely journey. Sometimes you find yourself sleeping late nights. You have early mornings. You have presentations to make. You have few time to meet up with your friends or to say to go out to party. This is you now saying, I'm submitting to my higher calling. You have a mission to accomplish. And for this mission to be achieved, you have to always remember this, that this is your journey. No one owes you anything. It's you embarking onto it with everything that you have, the little resources that you have, and say, I am willing to give everything to myself. So the journey to purpose discovery or discovering your purpose is a lonely journey. It will cost you more than money. It will cost you time. It will cost you friendship. Some of your friends are going to go out of your life because they feel you don't have time for them. They don't understand what you're doing. As you are building your organizations, as you are building your families, sometimes you stop going to parties, going to watch football with your friends to give your family time. You stop going to Sunday footballs because you have a business presentation that you have to make on Monday. So you need to reserve your Sunday as a busy day for you. So many people might not understand you. So they are going to cut on yourself, on your life. Sometimes you don't cut yourself, you don't cut themselves on your life. They cut themselves because they know they can't match with the level where you are. They can't match with the ideas, the vision that you want to achieve. So the last thing is to say, it is extremely challenging and demanding. Extremely challenging and demanding. It's a lonely journey. It will cost you. It's extremely challenging and demanding. It needs you to be in a circle of people who understand that you are not doing it for yourself. You are doing it for this person, for the next generations. It is you submitting to yourself. It is me saying to yourself that now, let us take this as a stand to say, I am willing to transform my life and submit to my higher self so that I can discover the real blueprint, the real reason why God, our creator, brought us into this world today. We are here for a bigger mission. From my side, I would say, thanks for walking the journey with me. Setswana, I would say, ke a leboga le kamoso, until we meet again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. That was very, very blossom. Thank you for this insightful conversation. Just as we rightly call it at OLDN, we ignite insightful conversation. I can't forget those three words: yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yes, Mr. Aaron, I welcome your input. The other time you couldn't, I welcome your input. We have learned something very significant here today. Would you like to say something very quickly?
Oh, thank you so much, Doc. And thank you so much to Mr. for the powerful presentation. I just want to add on the last slide that he has presented on taking action. I think most people, they are afraid of failure. That's why we tend to resist action. But I want to say it's important to note that when you have decided to embark on anything, there will always be obstacles along the way. So you must develop that lion spirit and face life with great determination and courage. There's another writer, I forgot the book, but he says ideas thought upon and not acted upon will soon be lost. That means it's important to take action. In order for you to reach your desired goals and your purpose in life, we also need to keep on growing to reach our potential and continue sowing seeds that benefit others. Lastly, we must have maximum possible belief in ourselves and take full responsibility of our lives. That is my contribution.
Wow, thank you very much. Mr. Gabriel. Mr. Gabriel, want to say something? Akisha Gabriel.
No, sir. I think Emmanuel gave a very wonderful presentation.
Okay.
And,
okay, Bobo, you want to say something?
Hello.
Okay, with you.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Yes. The very valid point that was made about the mentor and what individuals actually need to pursue. I think above every other thing, every individual needs to believe in himself or herself in order to move forward. Because if you do not believe in yourself, as much as you have a mentor, you could relax and decide not to move forward the way you used to. But the moment you believe in yourself, with whatsoever your mentor actually encourages you to do, or the points the mentor actually brings out to you, it encourages you to move forward in whatsoever thing you're pursuing in life. A very good one by Mr. Emmanuel. I'm hoping to hear more from him in the coming weeks or months as it were. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I like this comment from Jane. Jane said, greatest mistakes we make is living in the past, and we are afraid to move from our comfort zone. Dr. Olaji said, success is a lifetime journey. Sissy said, given the isolation it takes. And here we have Sissy again. When do you take a break from the quest to succeed? Thank you very much for this input. And I wouldn't know, Dr. you want to say something, please?
I think there's an interesting question from Tsitsi, the one that you just read. When do you take a break from the quest to succeed, given the isolation it takes? Sorry. Yes, it's a question, and she ended with given the isolation it takes. So I think Mr. Emmanuel can respond to that.
Okay, thank you.
Emmanuel.
Thank you for this question.
No, the given isolation is from Titi, sir.
It's the same, yeah, it's a continuation of the question.
The first one from Jane.
From Titi.
When do you take a break from the quest to succeed?
Yes.
given the isolation it takes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Given the isolation it takes.
Yes.
Given the isolation. All right. It's something that somebody have been asking me, or the question that I've been asking a lot, to say, how do you ever have time to go out and play with others, to go out and say, go mingle with others, have time with your family, and then. So to me, I like to say, or to respond to this, is to say, life is all about priorities. Life is all about priorities. So as much as life is all about priorities, you need to understand what things are very important to you and what other things are of least importance to you. So you need to take things with a sense of agency, least important, important, and very important. So once you understand that, it's easy for you to say, okay, I know I need to go break, let me go for a break here. Let me give myself time. Can I take a vacation to maybe go have some drink? So it's you understanding. I think it's a personal commitment, to, personal understanding of yourself and what you want to achieve at the end of the day. So priorities. I think if you understand your priorities right, it's easy now for you to give yourself now. Okay, let me take a pause here. I've been succeeding because in search for success, sometimes we forget ourselves. We forget who we are, which is one of the huge mistakes that we see today. That some people are very successful. They have money, they have resources, but when you see their life, they're not leading a happy life. So don't forget who you are. Don't forget that you are an individual. You're a person. You have life to live. So give yourself break at times when you need to. Don't always be into it every day. So that's what I think I can answer for now.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Shegun. I see you. You want to say something, Doc? Dr. Shegun, you want to say something, please? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. No. Just to contribute, let me commend Mr. Emmanuel. That was a very great presentation. The time you've put into this slide and your effort. So the person that asked, when do you take a break? You think you are okay? At what point do you think you are fulfilled? At what point do you think you are satisfied? So it depends on you, like Mr. Emmanuel said. It depends on your priority, because somebody may be okay with 2 houses and 1 billion, whereas somebody is still crashing with 2 houses and 1 billion. Somebody, so it depends on individual. Okay, it depends on your goal. It depends on your expectation. Yes, until you get fulfillment in whatever you put your hands into. And the question is, with the way we are operating in Africa, with the way we are operating in Nigeria, have we really crashed? Somebody said we have more than 2 billion cells in our brain. And many of us, we will die without using 100 out of the 2 billion. So it's our desire to burn full and die empty. So I pray for the grace for us to die empty, because we won't use all this in heaven. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. We won't use all this in heaven. Okay, yes. Mr. Shokubi, you want to say something? I know you joined very lately. You want to say something? Mr. Shokubi, you want to say something? Okay.
I will add as we get someone to connect on the issue of taking a break from success. I think what's fundamental is our definition of success. Yes. What do we mean when we say success? And I like the definition that comes from Ariana Huffington. She said, to be success means you have well-being, you have wonder, you have wisdom, and giving. She said these are the 4 essential aspects that we can add to money, power, positions, and all that. In terms of money, power, positions, possessions, we can take a break from that. But when it comes to these 4 elements, wonder, just being in an atmosphere or an attitude of curiosity, you can't take a break from that. We need to always be activated in terms of wonder and trying to look for new things. Well-being, we can't take a break from that. we need to be exercising. We need to look after our mental, our physical well-being. In terms of wisdom, you can't take away a break from wisdom, and you can't take away a break from giving. And giving, not the material resources, but giving time to yourself, giving time to your families, and giving time to the environment and to everything else around us. So we can take a break from money and power and positions where you say, now I am resigning from my job. I've accumulated $1 billion in my account. I am fine. I have held these much positions. I have bought these much cars. I am no longer into cars. But real success, the success that is transformational, comes from wonder, from wisdom, from giving, and from well-being. When you have these four, you are very successful, and you can't take a break from that. That will be my contribution on that.
Oh, thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Latuji say something. Learning is a success.
I also want to add.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to allude to what Dr. Justin has just mentioned, that really when you talk of his success, it depends really with your definition of success. And also, I wanted to ask a question to Tsitsi, what she meant by when she mentioned that success, actually, what is it? Yeah, when she says that you become isolated when you pursue success. So actually, I'm trying to think what actually was she trying to put across.
Okay, thank you. If I had Mr. Emmanuel very well, I think there was a portion where you were saying about it's a personal something like that. I think you used the word.
It's a lonely journey.
It's a yes. Thank you for that word. It's a lonely journey. So my issue now is that let's take, for example, somebody wants to be publishing. I found that sometimes these people kind of get drowned into this whole publication issue. So they publish and they are so lonely, they are so isolated from family, from, all these other things. Then they publish the book, but they've got the quest for another book. So they are in their library again. So that's what I wanted to just bring to our attention. Sometimes then I think there's need for that balance. So I don't know whether it's a break or what, but there's a need for that balance, because sometimes some of the things, however we have defined the success, some of it actually takes us away, such that you lose yourself, you lose family, you lose all these other things because you are desiring so much to, achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. But I want to thank Dr. Justin. I think the kind of things that then he also brought in the picture, the issue of wisdom and stuff like that, I think that then puts things into perspective. But when we are looking at the money, the possession and stuff, I still believe there's need at some point to take a break.
Yes, I think our approach here in Africa, we are always stuck in this process of accumulating. And we never saw, for example, power. Nobody wants to leave power until we die there. So we see this affecting homes, affecting family, and affecting quite a number of factors. Okay, somebody is doing a work that takes him for hours. You ordinarily leave the work, but in leaving the work, how is it going to cater for so much responsibility in the family? So how do we balance this? Because I agree, truly we see that these are issues we need to look at in practical terms. We see people traveling abroad to work, and then they work, and 20 years, 25 years, they're still working. So Dr. Justin, what do you think about this?
Yeah, it's a question of priorities, and it's a question of re-looking at ourselves. And when you get to the self that transcends all these things, you get to understand that there is more to life than accumulating these worldly artifacts. So we have different types of selves where we start, but we need to reach to a transcendent self. A transcendent self is not satisfied with material possessions. A transcendent self is not satisfied with money, power, positions, and possessions, but they see something bigger to pursue in life. And this is where we need to end up in the journey of life, where we reach that transcendence and we realize that everything else is vanity, but there is something that is fundamental. And what is this that is fundamental that we can pursue and then live an integrated life? It's okay to pursue money, to pursue possessions and positions. But yes, as Titi is trying to put it, to put a break, to take a break from it, you will be getting into transcendence. And you are now pursuing something bigger than all these material things. So we need to get to that point somewhere, somehow.
Thank you very much, Dr. Justin. Thank you, Dr. Olatunji. Learning is a success journey to knowledge. OLDN is a platform for learning that will birth successful individuals who implement what is learned regularly on this platform. Thank you very much. I think to this end, we shall be bringing this to a close. Once again, we want to thank every single person here present. I want to thank in special people that are coming here for the first time. I could see a person like Ifeoluwa. I can see, I wouldn't know whether I'm right, but I'm not too sure that we have, okay, Esther, I'm not sure we have you on our membership. But
she's there from Mr. Tosin.
Okay, thank you very much, Esther. Thank you very much to every single person, Bobo, Babatunde, Akishe. Thank you very much to Professor Ijoke, Dr. Latunji, Dr. Shegu. Thank you very much. Jane, thank you. Sisi, you are wonderful. Bimbai, I love you. Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Adebayo, for coming around, and every other person whose name I cannot mention here. It's good to have you around. Once again, this is OLDN. Here we ignite insightful conversation, just as what I've seen. We brainstorm, we critique, we unite in our knowledge, and we advance our home, ourselves, our families, our country, and the world. Just like today, every step is owned by you, is owned by me. So let's go back and then unlearn yesterday and begin to work on today so that tomorrow we can be a better person. So join us. Log on to www.centero.com, and we shall be looking forward to seeing you. Once again, have a good and a blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.